8 minutes after 5, hour 3 of the Power Drive. And we are now talking drones because they are a big element, particularly from a military point of view, but they also play a role in other aspects as well. There's one that I appreciate. I don't know if it has a name in the agricultural sector. Other drones are used for, like I said, in other developing countries to deliver medication. Drones that are used to guard our borders here, but we are told they are borrowed from the Department of Agriculture and all of that. Then there's a company here in the country called the Milkor, which is a leading South African defense and aerospace company, which has the Milkor 380 unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV. And this is an advanced medium altitude, long endurance platform, which also speaks to South Africa's growing prowess in aerospace technology. And it also has a big potential of enhancing security surveillance and operational efficiency. And the core of this, of its capabilities, we are told, are its robust specifications, which position it as a competitive a product. It boasts a wingspan of 18.6 meters, a stable flight in diverse conditions with a maximum takeoff weight of 1,500 kilogram and also a payload capacity of up to 220 kg. It can accommodate a variety of mission-specific equipment, including electro-optical, infrared sensors, synthetic radar, and all of that. But to tell us more about it, we are joined by Daniel Plessis, Communications Director at Milkor.
Thanks so much.
Tell us, what is so special? I was just giving an overview of drones and how they have become integral part of the world that we live in various forms. What makes yours stand out?
So the Milkor 380, correctly as you said, we've seen an influx in UAVs and drones, particularly used in different applications across different sectors. What makes ours stand out is it is officially the largest UAV to be produced on the African continent. Mm-hmm. It's all manufactured, developed, tested, and flown here in South Africa, specifically in the Cape Town, Western Cape area. And this is specifically dedicated to address some of the security and defense requirements for the country, the continent, and globally as well.
Yeah. So what do you specialize in? Are you using it for purely military purposes, or are you using it for other purposes?
So this UAV specifically is designed for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. So in basic terms, it's just meant to fly over a specific target or specific area of interest and gather as much information from the ground as possible. Because of its 30-hour endurance and more than 4,000-kilometer range, this UAV is in the next level and next category when it comes to military and domestic security issues, specifically pertaining to close air support during military operations such as peacekeeping efforts, but locally also focused on border surveillance, maritime surveillance, and illicit crime activities.
Yeah. Is it already taken to air, or is it at a developmental stage as we speak?
So we've started this project quite a while back, a few years back in 2019, and we have been operational since 2023. Luckily, we have had tremendous support from the South African government in the form of the South African Air Force, Arms Corps, and the Department of Defense to provide us with the facilities and support that we need to operationally test this. Since then, we've obviously made some tremendous advancements in terms of its maturity. Yeah. And now we're moving into an industrial phase where we have already signed some contracts for the first delivery, and hoping to see this in South Africa quite soon.
Yeah. So at least there you touched on a very important aspect, because at some point Armsco was leading when it comes to innovation. They took a bit of a dip for obvious reasons, but I hear you mention their name as well in terms of those that collaborated in this particular effort.
Yeah, so the drone is fully developed by Milkor as a whole. Armscore as a procurement entity for various defense and security clusters within South Africa, including the SANDF, SAPS, and BMA, is responsible for acquiring reputable systems that can fulfill the requirements of these entities. So they are responsible from a technical and procurement level to make sure that whatever we manufacture will be fit for purpose. And we've had a good support from them in assisting us to prove these capabilities as we develop them.
Sounds good. What about skills development?
The skills development is obviously a huge requirement, specifically in this field. Milkor is essentially one of 10 companies globally that has the internal capability to develop the UAV from the ground level up, now also placing South Africa in that category as well. And what this means is that we recruit some of the top engineers, top aircraft maintenance engineers, and software and systems engineers to be able to develop and continue doing research and development on this platform as we move along. Currently, we've employed more than 550 employees specifically on this project, and we've seen a tremendous influx of some of the best technical skills in the country, while also retaining some of the critical skills that has been established over the last few decades in military technologies.
And you know, as we're talking about it, I'm thinking how handy it might be, particularly on, for some reason, I mean, what dominates my mind is the Kruger National Park anti-poaching. I mean, are they interested?
So this UAV has a specific application for intelligence and surveillance, right? And whether that intelligence is in a military front or military operations, whether it's used for the border surveillance or maritime surveillance, or whether it's used for wildlife conservation and anti-poaching efforts, all of it essentially falls within the parameters of what this UAV can possibly do. So for example, if SAMPOX were interested in acquiring one of these systems and then operationally using it on a continued basis, that's definitely their prerogative. Obviously, there are some requirements in place in terms of what skills needs to be developed within that entity to be able to operationally train the people to use it effectively, which we also coincidentally offer from a very basic level up.
Sounds good, and good luck with the project. And we really are proud that even the G20 leaders will be converging here in Johannesburg, would be able to know that there are incredible people like yourselves who have built this wonderful project.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, with the G20 fast approaching, I think it's good that South Africans and government become aware of projects like this, so that we have a tremendous showcase in terms of technological capabilities that are still residing within South Africa. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks for talking to us. That is Daniel du Plessis, Communications Director at Milkor. Another positive story.